Hey guys, here for video number 19 in my 30 videos in 30 days, keep forgetting what to call it, project, whatever. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. I'm going to answer a few more questions from some of the people that tweeted me some questions to ask, or to answer. First one is from Bill from Start to Continue podcast, or STCPod, and he asked me if I had any wacky childhood fears. So I put some thought into that, and I don't think I really did. I had some common fears. I was, afraid of the dark a little bit. I remember being afraid of the dark when I was a kid. I do remember in my basement, which is where I played most of my video games, I had to turn the light off before I could go up the steps. And I would always turn the light off and then run as fast as I could up the steps because for some reason I was afraid of the dark. Aside from that, there were some movies I remember being terrified of. I never forget the first time I saw Poltergeist, the scene where the guy was at the mirror and he started ripping his face off. That freaked the heck out of me. I never forget being terrified at that, and probably had a couple nightmares from it. But aside from that, I never really had any specific wacky childhood fears that I can think of. So I hope that's an okay answer for your question there, Bill. Go check out STCPod, Bill and Joe and their antics. Great podcast. I'll put the thing down here somewhere and the link in the description, all that good stuff. So thanks a lot for the question there. And then second, I got a question from Travis D, whose Twitter handle is RecklessYouth26, I'm pretty sure. And he asked, what did he ask? I'm trying to remember now. Pardon me. This is embarrassing. Maybe I'll edit this out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. What did he ask me? Ah, yes. Good question. What do you prefer and why, Castlevania or Contra? Great question. I love both. Both great Konami games from my childhood. But easy answer for me, Castlevania. Probably because the horror genre of it, to me that theme is just a little more interesting, and I just always loved the castles and the candles and the werewolves and all that horror theme. Really cool stuff. Not that Contra isn't a cool theme, but I just think that the Castlevania theme, right off the bat, wins over Contra. It's just two guys with machine guns. It's cool. They got great bosses and all the cool alien kind of monsters and stuff, and it's a great game, no doubt. And so is Castlevania. But I certainly had a bigger attachment to the Castlevania series. I would say they're better games as well. Again, that's a tough one because Contra is, the classic, especially the first one. It's hard to top that. Yes, Anna? I'm recording.
Toys.
I'm recording.
Bye.
Come say hi.
Hello.
All right. Say hi. All right. Say bye.
Bye.
I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, Contra and Castlevania. Both great games, both great series, but again, for me, it's an easy answer. Castlevania takes the edge over Contra, just because I definitely had much more of an attachment to those games. Especially the 1, 2, and 3 for the NES. To me, are just all. I know 2 gets a bad rap. I really love 2. Especially for me, the music in Castlevania 2 stands out the most. I love the music in that game. It definitely has its flaws. Everybody knows what they are. I'm not going to go through them. But the third one was fantastic. So Castlevania series, those 3 games are just so good to me. And Contra, I just remember, there's only the one for the NES. I know there was a Contra Force or something, which wasn't really a Contra game or something like that. I don't know the history of that too much because I never played it. And then Super C for the Super Nintendo was really good too. I know there's one for the Game Boy Advance as well. I think that was pretty well received, which I have yet to play, and I'm looking forward to checking it out one day. But in the Castlevania games, it's a bigger. They have a lot more games. You know, they trailed off into Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation, and Rondo of Blood, and there's a lot of really loved Castlevania games. And I've mentioned this before, but I recently played the Mirror of Fate for the 3DS, and I really liked that too. Not nearly as good as the originals, but it was a pretty solid game. I had a lot of fun playing it, and it was just a really good 3D and everything. So you guys should check that out. Mirror of Fate's a pretty good Castlevania game. So there's my answer, Castlevania over Contra. But I have all the love in the world for the Contra series as well. I just prefer Castlevania. So good question, Travis. And go check out Travis. We've been chatting back and forth on Twitter. He's got a great channel. He's got under 100 subs, so I'm sure he'd appreciate it if you guys went over and checked him out and subbed to his channel. He does a lot of reviews, a lot of NES stuff. He just did Donkey Kong 3 for the NES. And before that, he did Batman, which is one of my favorite NES games. So he's got a great channel. He's got a beautiful little girl, and she's the same age as Anime, who you just saw here, 8 years old. And I think she's had some pretty significant health problems that she's overcome. So it seems like a nice family, nice guy. So go check him out. He's been cool to talk to on Twitter, and he's got a great channel. So thanks for the question, both you, Bill, and Travis. And I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm trying to make these a little quicker than I have been, so I don't want to, chew your ear off here. I got a lot of things in my mind to talk about tomorrow. I think I'm going to talk about tomorrow is, I think I'm going to talk tomorrow about some retro community embarrassments, like things that I've done that maybe kind of put my foot in my mouth kind of situations. I got a couple in my mind that I think you might find kind of humorous, and maybe you guys can share some of yours with me. I'm sure you all have some. So anyway, that's what my plan is for tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.